Your 22.9% APR credit card quietly doubles the price of your life. Every grocery run, every tank of gas, every "I'll pay it off next month" compounds into a balance that won't go away. However, there's one simple switch most people ignore, confirmed right on IRS forms and bank disclosures, that can save four figures this year. A typical 401k match turns 4% of your paycheck into an immediate 100% return on those match dollars. And that's before you stop late fees and kill high-interest debt. Here's the system banks hope you never run. A strict order for your next $1,000. First, build a $1,000 starter emergency fund in a separate high-yield savings account at an FDIC or NCUA-insured institution. Second, capture every dollar of your employer 401k match. Third, run an avalanche on any 20% plus APR credit card. Fourth, when the fires are out, move new dollars into an HSA if eligible or a Roth IRA if you aren't, while growing the rest of your emergency fund. Same paycheck, new sequence, completely different outcome. Why this exact order? Because your money leaks through three holes: emergency chaos, missed free money, and high interest drag. The emergency fund blocks chaos, so a flat tire doesn't shove you back on the card. The match captures dollars most beginners leave on the table. And the avalanche stops the one leak no savings rate can outpace, compounding credit card interest that grows like mold in a damp basement. Make it concrete. If you carry $1,000 on a card at roughly 23% APR, you'll pay about $229 a year just to rent that money, and that's before penalties. Miss one payment, and you donate another $30 to $40 for nothing. Move the same $1,000 into savings, and you avoid the next emergency swipe. Push the next few hundred into a 401k to trigger the match, and you've doubled those match dollars on day one. The order didn't change your income, just who profits from it. Step 1 is boring on purpose: the $1,000 starter emergency fund. Keep it in a separate account you can reach within 1 or 2 days. Link checking for quick transfers and set balance alerts so you never accidentally drain it. Name it "Do Not Touch," if that helps. This buffer is not about yield, it's about not handing your future to a 24% card over a tow truck bill. Shouldn't you just invest that money? Not yet. If a small surprise would force a swipe at a double-digit APR, returns inside the market won't save you from fees outside it. This is the paradox of safety. A modest pile of cash you hope to never use buys you the time to make smart decisions when life gets loud. The interest rate on your savings isn't the point. Avoiding 20% interest is. Step 2 is the most abused gift in personal finance: the employer 401k match. If your company matches dollar for dollar up to 4% and you earn $50,000, contributing $2,000 nets you another $2,000 instantly. That's a 100% return on those matched dollars in year one, legally and predictably. Even if your plan is 50% up to 6%, the match slice still earns a guaranteed 50% return. Nothing in legitimate investing competes with that. No 401k or no match. You still might get free money from the tax code. Many beginners qualify for the Savers credit when they contribute to retirement accounts, and it can be worth hundreds of dollars at tax time. Either way, the principle is the same. Before you chase wins that may or may not happen, take the wins that are guaranteed. Matches and credits are designed to be captured, and too many people ignore them. Step 3 is where your order starts starving bank profits. Avalanche any debt with a 20% plus APR, pay minimums on everything to stay current. Then aim every extra dollar at the highest APR first, regardless of balance size. When that balance falls, your interest cost collapses fastest, which frees more cash to hit the next target. If one card is 29.99% and another is 18%, you attack the 29.99% like your wallet depends on it, because it does. But isn't the snowball better for motivation? The snowball can give a quick emotional win by killing the smallest balance first. If starting is your roadblock, take one small victory, then switch to Avalanche for anything over 20% APR, so the math works in your favor. Psychology matters, but percentages decide how much wealth you keep. Blend them if you must, but never let a tiny balance at 9% distract you from a large balance at 27%. Let's do napkin math you can feel. Suppose you owe $3,000 at 24% APR and commit $250 extra each month. Compared to minimums, you can avoid around $700 in interest in the next year alone. 2 cards like that, and you're easily past $1,000 in interest avoided this year, not in theory. The Avalanche isn't a vibe, it's a calculator and a calendar. Mid-video reveal, the 0% for 12 months store card can be a trap called deferred interest. Miss the payoff by $1 or a day, and some offers charge interest retroactively on the entire starting balance from day one. That free appliance just got taxed by time, with interest backdated like a bad joke. If you can't pay the promo off 2 months early, skip it. A good deal that depends on perfection is a bad plan. Step 4 is where your dollars finally start compounding for you. Tax-advantaged accounts. If you're eligible for a health savings account, it's a triple tax break. Contributions can reduce taxable income, growth can be tax-free, and withdrawals for qualified healthcare costs can be tax-free. If you don't have an HSA, a Roth IRA lets you contribute after-tax money, grow it, and take qualified withdrawals tax-free in retirement. Both accounts are simple, legal, and built to tilt the game toward you. There's a clever HSA move most people miss. Pay smaller medical bills from checking today and save the receipts. Years from now, you can reimburse yourself from the HSA, tax-free, and let the invested HSA balance compound in the meantime. If you don't have an HSA, the Roth IRA adds a different kind of flexibility. Contributions can be withdrawn anytime without taxes or penalties if you really need to. Flexibility plus growth is how you stop emergencies from turning into debt. Here's how the order plays out for a real person. Kayla is 26, makes $48,000, and floats 2 cards at 24% and 19% APR. She opens a new online savings account and auto-moves $125 every payday until she hits $1,000. She sets her 401k contribution to capture her employer's full match. Then she throws $200 extra at the 24% card every month until it's gone, rolls that $200 onto the 19% card, and when both are dead, she opens a Roth IRA and automates $200 a month into a low-cost broad market index fund. By month 6, Kayla has dodged 2 late fees because AutoPay saved her, avoided hundreds in interest compared to minimums, and captured every match dollar. By month 9, the 24% card is gone. By month 12, she's putting that same payment into her Roth IRA, and her emergency fund is climbing toward 3 months of expenses. Her salary didn't change. The order did. What about debt consolidation? If a reputable lender can cut a 28% APR to 12% with no junk fees or prepayment penalties, it can help, as long as you freeze the cards and never swipe until the loan is gone. The trap is paying off cards with a new loan and then rebuilding those balances. Tools are not fixes. Systems are. What about balance transfers? A 0% transfer with a 3% fee is essentially a one-time 3% interest charge. If you can pay it to 0 before the promo ends and won't swipe that card again, it can be a useful bridge. If not, you're juggling chainsaws. Again, the tool is fine. The system decides if you win. Investing inside your 401k, HSA, or Roth doesn't need to be complicated. Pick a low-cost broad index fund or a simple 3-fund mix and call it a day. Expense ratios matter more than stock tips. A fund that costs 0.03% charges $3 per year for every $10,000 invested. A 1% fund charges $100 per $10,000. Over decades, that gap is the difference between a vacation and a down payment. But what if the market crashes right after I start? That's why the emergency fund came first. Your cushion keeps you from panic selling. And because you contribute every paycheck, a downturn turns into a sale on the same shares you plan to own when they recover. Volatility is normal. Paying 24% APR forever is not. Let's talk fees you can eliminate by tomorrow morning. Late fees. Turn on AutoPay for at least your minimum on every card and loan, then set a second AutoPay for your target payoff amount. Overdraft and NSF fees. Keep your emergency fund at a different bank and link it as a no-fee backup transfer, or choose an account that doesn't charge overdrafts. ATM fees. Use your bank's network or a bank that reimburses them. None of this makes you rich. It stops you from getting poorer. There's a bonus inside this order. Tax flexibility later. Pre-tax contributions to HSAs or traditional 401k can reduce taxable income now. Roth contributions don't reduce this year's taxes, but qualified withdrawals are tax-free in retirement, which gives future you control no matter where tax rates go. A mix of buckets means options when rules or income change. Another hidden cost you'll dodge is fund fees. In some plans, the difference between the cheapest index option and the expensive star fund is 10 to 30 times the cost. Over 30 years, paying 1% more on a modest monthly contribution can quietly erase tens of thousands compared to a 0.05% index. If your plan only has pricey choices, Still take the match with the least bad option, then send extra dollars to a low-cost Roth IRA you control. You don't have to accept clunker funds forever. How big should the emergency fund become? The $1,000 is just the starter. After the 20% plus debt is gone and your HSA/Roth contributions are humming, grow that buffer to 3 to 6 months of essential expenses: housing, utilities, food, insurance, minimum debt payments, transportation, childcare. If your income is volatile, or you're a single earner, lean towards 6 months. If your job is stable and your costs are predictable, 3 months may be enough. Revisit the villain: compounding interest working against you. A $4,000 balance at 26% with only minimum payments can drag on for years and cost thousands. Add $200 extra a month and the math flips, the interest bill collapses, and the payoff date races toward you. Compare that to placing the same $200 into a taxable brokerage while a 26% card sits untouched. It's not a close call. Patch the hole in the boat before you raise the sail. Give future you a raise today with tiny toggles. Turn on your plan's auto increase so your 401k contribution climbs 1% each year until you at least max the match. Rename your accounts by job: Buffer, Match, Avalanche, Roth. Those labels become a script you follow when willpower is low. Systems beat moods. If you're still skeptical, try the 30-day experiment. Open the separate savings account and hit $1,000 as fast as you can. Set your 401k to capture the full match. Pick the ugliest APR card and automate one fixed extra payment. That's it. In a month, you'll either have stayed out of overdraft, grabbed free match dollars, or watched a high APR balance fall for the first time in a long time. Proof beats pep talks. So here's your next $1,000. No fluff and no guesswork. First $1,000 becomes a buffer that keeps emergencies off the card. Next dollars capture your entire employer match. Every extra dollar then hunts down 20% plus APR debt until it's gone. After that, you fund an HSA if you're eligible, or a Roth IRA if you aren't, and grow the rest of your emergency fund. Small systems beat big promises. Set the auto transfers today and let compounding do the heavy lifting for once.